Alrighty, Chef Buck here, and today we're cooking up a gluten-free tofu lasagna, which I can hardly say with a straight face. So camera girl who cooked this delicious dish is gonna assist me. And firstly, you're making a sauce, right? Because you don't want to buy sauce, because that's crazy. So what are you doing here?
I'm adding some red pepper flakes to the oil, heated oil.
Yeah, that's for me, because I like a little bit of a kick.
Adding some garlic and onion, sauteing them a little bit. And we're adding some celery and some carrot that adds some sweetness. Instead of sugar, you can add carrots.
Yeah, and then you're gonna let this coalesce here for a few minutes. You know, you're not cooking it up super duper because you're gonna be boiling and simmering it for a little while, making your sauce. But there's no point in buying sauce. In fact, you don't want to buy sauce. You don't want to use a jar sauce for this recipe because the carrot pieces in here are just awesome, and you don't want to, you want to chop them up kind of whatever a little bit.
You were just a little surprised, but yeah, we're adding some spices. We're adding a lot of oregano, a little bit of basil, a bay leaf, salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Taste.
And what? You just got one can of diced tomatoes, some tomato sauce. You're gonna bring this up to a boil, and then you're gonna let it simmer away while you do the filling for this lasagna.
Right.
But you know, see how easy it is to make this sauce? Don't buy sauce, especially for this here.
Look at these
here.
Nutritious foods. Mmm.
Yeah, this is all about the nutrition. Lasagna and nutrition, they're almost synonymous.
This is why Buck didn't think he would like it. He was like, eh.
Yeah.
This and the tofu.
Yeah, now this is like, normally you would make this with just spinach, but since we had some chard left, and look at this, tofu. What is this extra firm water pack stuff? Tell us.
Yes, you want to make sure tofu comes in all kind of brands. You want the plain flavored, extra firm, water packed.
And this is going to be like the substitute for the ricotta cheese.
Yeah,
and
it
beef.
Really is surprising. It really does come across with the consistency of ricotta cheese.
Oh, look how much fun you're having crumbling it.
Woohoo! I'm thinking of your head.
Like zombie brains. But anyway, so now you're going to work on the filling. You're going to heat your skillet, a little bit of olive oil, then you're going to add the other half of the large onion. You put half a large onion in the sauce. Now the other half is going in this skillet here with like 6 cloves of garlic.
I like a lot, yeah.
And then you're mixing up your crumbled tofu. And you're not really cooking anything here. You're just sauteing these flavors up. You know, getting this stuff mixed up. And then you're going to throw the greens in here. Yeah,
all you're doing is getting the mixing flavors started because it's going to bake in the oven.
Yeah.
So you just need to do a little bit here.
You're going to do this until the greens wilt. You know, and you can always tell a really good lasagna because it'll have a lot of green stuff in it. Right?
You just wait till you taste it. That's
but
the
you're doing
important
like
part.
3 cups of greens.
Yes.
And those are going to wilt down almost to nothing. So it sounds like a lot of greens, but it's not. So then you're going to get that off the heat, and then you're going to throw these other things in here. And I tell you, I really loved this in this dish is the Kalamata olives.
Yeah, the olives, the Parmesan cheese, again, some more spices.
Yeah, some oregano, basil, and then we put some more red pepper flakes, but you don't have to do that because we liked it a little bit with a little bit of heat to it, but you don't have to do that. So then you get your lasagna mixture going here, and now your sauce that's been cooking, you probably had this going for a little bit more than a half hour. What are you doing here?
Getting out that bay leaf so nobody gets that treasure in
That's
their
right.
bite.
That's right, because you will choke and you will die at the dining room table if you leave that bay leaf in there. So you're putting like half the sauce in there, a little bit more than half maybe.
You got to make sure you save some sauce for the bottom of your casserole dish because it'll keep your noodles from getting hard and from sticking.
And speaking of noodles, now we're going to get to that part, and you're just this isn't like a big hulking huge skyscraper lasagna. So you don't have a big dish, 9 by 13, not too tall. You're taking your remaining sauce and putting it all on the bottom there. You don't have any left over for the top.
Right, you can put some on the top.
And this is the gluten-free part. Gluten-free rice lasagna, no boiling.
Yeah, so the trade-off is you don't have to cook the noodles before you put them in here. If you use any other noodles, you have to cook them first.
Yeah, I'm used to, you boil them a little bit and then lay them out. But this here is right out of the box, right on your little bottom layer of sauce. And now you're gonna spread half of the filling on top of this here, because this is just a double-decker lasagna. So you're doing 2 parts, half right here. You're gonna smooth it out over your noodles, which aren't cooked, and then you're gonna put another layer of noodle on here. So this isn't like a huge box of noodles,
No, and that's why you might not even call it lasagna. Just tell somebody you're fixing them.
What are you talking about? It's definitely
casserole.
lasagna.
Yeah, but you think of lasagna, you think of big sausage.
Yeah, this isn't like that. This isn't a big saucy lasagna. This is gluten-free tofu lasagna. So it looks like Christmas. This is a great holiday dish, you know, if you're not looking to have like too much fun on your holiday. But it sort of looks like a Christmas tree and a crane trash, whatever. So now you're putting mozzarella over top, not a lot of it. This didn't have a lot of sauce. It didn't have a lot of cheese. You know, it's not like a big, you know, gonna put huge love handles on your hips lasagna. So now you're covering it with foil. You're putting it in the oven.
Hey, look at my
350 degrees for like an hour, right?
Yeah.
And
It's
then
like
that's
lasagna.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's all you had to do. And then we let it sit for like 15 minutes because you never want to get into a lasagna right away because you want it to set a little bit, you know, and then boom, that was it. And this is, can we say this is a healthy lasagna?
Yeah, you can say it's healthy. And what I think you were surprised, it has a lot of flavor considering it doesn't have all that cheese.
I mean,
meat.
it was fantastical. I mean, it's not like if you want a big, like a, you know, I don't know, Mafia Sopranos type lasagna,
Right.
this isn't it.
That's right.
But if you want a gluten-free tofu lasagna, then this is it. And you look at me, see, this is me getting seconds, and my second piece was bigger than my first piece. So, and I mean, we ate this up, you know, in 2 days. It was gone, boom.
So we snuck in some nutrients to you, Buck.
No, it was fantastical. You don't have to sneak nutrients into me. I like nutrients. In fact, I live off nutrients. But this was a really good lasagna, but it just wasn't, you know, like big sausage, you know, meat.
Tomato,
Sauce dribbling off your chin.
cheese. Yeah, 3 kinds of cheese.
Exactly. But anyway, there it is. If you're trying to go gluten-free, or if somebody gives you a box of gluten-free lasagna and you have to figure out something to do with it, this is what you can do with it. It was fantastical. I am not a gluten-free guy, but I really like this. I'm not a tofu guy. I really like this. All the rest of it, I am that guy. But it was a good lasagna. Give it a try. Let us know what you think. Bon appetit. And that's it for this video, man.
Woohoo!